I want to talk about the story of Edwin Barnes and one or two things that I learned from that story. I first of all came across the story in a book written by Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. Edwin Barnes had nothing to his name, even to eat was a problem. He woke up one day and decided to go to Thomas Edison's office. He didn't even have money for transportation. He hopped on a free train and went to where Thomas Edison was to go and visit him. On reaching Thomas Edison's office, he went straight to where Thomas Edison was, told Thomas Edison that he wants to enter a partnership business with him. Although Edwin Barnes wasn't given the opportunity to enter in a partnership business with Thomas Edison, but he was given an opportunity to work in Thomas Edison's office as a cleaner. And later on in the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon stated that Thomas Edison said, by mere looking at Edwin Barnes, there was nothing to write home about, but behind that man, he saw a man with a burning desire, which means if Thomas Edison tried stopping Edwin Barnes for getting to work with him, it won't work. That is, the man will keep on disturbing him. So he gave him an opportunity to work as a cleaner. Then Thomas Edison invented something, and his marketers discouraged him that this thing would not move market. Since Thomas Edison invented that thing and there was nobody to market it for him, Edwin Barnes seized that opportunity to market it for Thomas Edison, and he did so well that he entered into partnership with Thomas Edison, and he became his major marketer for all his things that he was inventing. So here is what I learned from this story. You see, a lot of us want to make it in life. A lot of us want to go far in life, but we don't know how to go about it. And here is one of the things I learned. For you to achieve what you want to achieve in life, there must be something that prompted you. Although in that book, there is no place that Napoleon Hill stated that Edwin Barnes heard the story of somebody that rose from nothing to something, or read a book that encouraged him to do that. But I personally believe that either Edwin Barnes heard the story of somebody that rose from nothing to something, or he read a book that motivated him in doing what he did. Because there is no way in this life where you will sit where you are and just rise up one day and say, no, I want to change my story and take that decision. There must be something that motivates you. It might motivate you for good, or it might motivate you for bad. But in his case, that thing that motivated him for good. In this our present generation, a lot of young guys get it wrong. That is why you see a lot of people that are involved in fraud. A lot of young guys are involved in fraud, and a lot of girls are involved in prostitution. Why? Because the people that are around them, that is what they are doing. The people that are successful, that are around them, that rose from nothing to something. When they get close to these people, they get to realize that, oh, this person, this is the particular thing that this person is involved in. They have no other option than to join them to do that same thing that they are doing. It's because that is the thing that they know that they can do in order to make money. But in the case of Edwin Barnes, it was different. When it comes to growth, what the kind of information you have access to matters a lot. Like I earlier said, in our country, Nigeria here, a lot of boys are involved in fraud because seeing people that are legitimately rich is rare. Like if you go to the trenches, for instance, the guys that are working and are receiving, let's say, like 100 to 200,000 naira as a salary, for instance, and somebody that is not working is also looking for a job, maybe he's working but he's receiving lower, all of a sudden he's always looking up to them like, boss, if I grow up I could like be like you. If I grow up I could like be like you. That person when they tell you, see, if I grow up I could like be like you, later have access to a particular information that tells him that, look, this way in this country, this way, if you follow this way, you know go make a move. And the information that he had access to did something to his mind, and he decided to act on it. And when he acts on it, he sees result, and he comes back to intimidate you. He might not come to your face and tell that, look, you are nothing, I'm now above you. There are different ways to intimidate somebody. You in your life that you are earning 100 to 200, you have never ever had the gut to dash somebody 20,000 naira or 30,000. And this young man, all of a sudden, that you always dash when he comes to you and puts his hand in his bucket and he's showing you love, money that is worth up to 30,000 naira, all of a sudden there is something that will be done on you, and you say, so this way is actually the way. You will now be prompt to ask him, where did you get this money? And he will show you. And that is how the rate of fraud is increasing in this country. So the kind of information you have access to matter. So number one thing, I believe that Edwin Barnes had access to a certain information that motivated him, because in that book they stated that he had no money even to pay for his transportation to Thomas Edison office. And when he went there, he was not even given the opportunity to work with Thomas Edison, to partner with Thomas Edison. He was just given an opportunity to work as a janitor. So in his mind he said, at least I'm here. At least I am close to Thomas Edison now. The next thing is working my way in partnering with him. Maybe on getting to Thomas Edison office, he didn't even have an idea of what he wants to do with Thomas Edison, but he had this at the back of his mind that I want to partner with Thomas Edison. See, just like what Mark Zuckerberg said in one of his speeches, that ideas don't come out fully formed unless you start working on them. Another thing I learned from him is, let me give an instance of the Igbos. An Igbo man, a typical Igbo man in this country, if he wants to do a business, he might go to somebody, a relative or anybody. He will go and serve under that person. You want to venture into that business, but that person will not show you. You first of all work as a boy, serve. During the process of serving, you are learning that business, you are learning that trade, you are learning how that thing works. But in this our today's generation now, it's quite difficult to find people that are like that. While Edwin Barnes was in Thomas Edison office, he was learning something. He got to understand that, oh, they are marketers, so this is how the marketers work. While working as a janitor, he was learning marketing. So when the opportunity presented itself, he keyed in, prepare yourself. That is one of the things that I learned from Edwin Barnes. Prepare yourself for that particular thing that you are aspiring for. Somebody that wants to become a lawyer will have to go to law school. You can't just stand up one day, maybe read one or two books about law and become a lawyer or a barrister. You have to go to law school. So that is one of the things that Edwin Barnes did. While you are aspiring for that particular position, you are here preparing yourself. If Edwin Barnes didn't prepare himself, train himself to be a marketer, he wouldn't have confidently walk up to Thomas Edison to tell him that I can market this thing for you. Because in the previous, if you read the story, he didn't have any experience of being a marketer. There was no experience. If he had any experience, Thomas Edison would have employed him as a marketer and not a janitor. So in anything that you are doing, if you are aspiring for something, first of all, as you are aspiring for that thing, be preparing yourself so that when the opportunity shows itself, you will come prepared and not unprepared. Because when you come unprepared, the opportunity it will be passed on to another person, and before that same opportunity shows itself again, it will take decades or years. Thank you.